Well, good day, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling, here on Health Check. I'm so delighted you've joined in and you stopped, took a minute, and you checked in on you. Here at Health Check, it's all sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections, where it's all about helping you to connect to a healthier lifestyle. We want to create the culture of health, wellness, and healing for you and the entire family. As I mentioned, I'm your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling. So glad to be here with you. You know, the month of February, we've been focusing on heart health. We've been focusing on the nutritional health in terms of promoting your heart health. And this time, today, we're going to be focusing on some self-care techniques that we can implement to ensure that our heart remains in good health. We know that there's physical things that we can do for our health, but there's also mental things that we can do for our health, practices that we can engage in for our heart health. When our heart is in good health, we're in better relationship with each other, as well as those that we engage with. So I'm so delighted today to have a special guest with me. Her name is Brandy Williams. I'm going to bring her on here. Her name is Brandy Williams. She is a licensed marriage family therapist. She has been for the past 10 years. And she also received certification in perinatal mental health. So delighted to have you today, Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome. Aren't we so excited to have her today, everyone? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Brandy, just share a little bit about yourself, your background.
Yeah, so I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been in the field for 10 years. Prior to that, I did get my bachelor's in human development and family studies. I have worked within the child welfare system, working with families and children, helping them navigate their trauma, process the trauma. I really enjoy supporting individuals work through the healing process with things that they've been through. I have worked in the realm of ICAPS, helping children who are experiencing mental health crises, help them to navigate and to put in place coping skills to decrease the amount of symptoms that they're having. Currently, I am working for Husky within the healthcare system to help navigate as people are inpatient and helping them to discharge plan and coordinate their care, as well as I recently started my private practice, Destined to Thrive LLC, where I am treating pregnant and postpartum women who are experiencing perinatal mood and anxiety disorders.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Awesome. Wealth of information, wealth of resources and background. So excited to have you. Well, let's delve right into our topic, which is self-care. Let's talk about that, Brandy. I mean, there's so much that we see in terms of self-care. And I think sometimes we think and conceptualize self-care is, going to the barber shop. Self-care is getting our nails done, going for a massage. And, what is self-care? This is something you promote in your practice. So what is self-care?
And that is a good question to start out with. So self-care is typically what we do to spend time on just ourself. It's taking care of ourselves as a whole person, taking care of our mind, taking care of our body, taking care of our spirit. It is what we need to do in order to nourish ourselves. And like you said, a common misconception about self-care is that is going to the nail salon, is going to the hair salon, going to the barber shop, going shopping. We do those things to have like a quick fix and a relief when we are stressed, to get that massage or to get that facial. And yes, it is nice to get those things done. We all love it. We all love to look good. We all love to take care of ourselves. But truth about it is that is just a tiny fraction of what it means to engage in self-care. We all want to look and feel good. We all want to get it done. But while we are doing for the outside, we also need to nurture the inside, right? Wow. And I'm not knocking anybody. We all love to do it. We all love to practice in those things that make us feel good. But one thing about self-care is that this is for the long run, right? So self-care is doing those things, sitting with ourselves and making sure that we're doing things to sustain our well-being, to maintain our well-being. It is more something that is long-term versus when we do shopping or when we do the nail salon or barber shop. That is a short-term experience that will give us instant gratification in that moment and a short-term happiness, but it doesn't, it doesn't really sustain us in the long run. It may last, that hairdo may last for a good couple of days. Our nails every 2 weeks, we got to get it done.
3 weeks, maybe we could stretch it.
Right. We may be able to stretch it a little, but in the meantime, when life is lifing, how do we maintain our sanity? How do we maintain our peace and our mental well-being? So that is really what self-care is. It is really making sure that we take the time to nourish ourselves and specifically us, because nobody can do it for us. This is something that we have to take the initiative to do so that we can fully embrace and fully maintain well-being for ourselves.
That's so good. Nourishing ourselves, nurturing ourselves, and it's not just limited to external. This is internal work. I think that was the biggest takeaway, because it's so easy to fix out here because we can fix it, but inside, and sometimes we feel like we're out of control of the inside. There's just a whole lot going on. Our heart is beating on its own. Our lungs are beating on its own. All these different things that are happening internally. The emotions, they're just flowing. There's neurochemistry just happening, and it's like I feel like I can't control that. So I want to control the outside. And that's always a thought. But to your point, we can do what we can do out on the outside, which is not bad, but it's really the inside work. And the inside work, it sounds like you're saying too as well, like the inside work really flows out externally. And it actually helps to improve what we do externally, how we engage externally as well. Love it.
And like you said, it's like a matter of the inside work and in support of heart health. What we do for ourselves will reduce our stress, which in turn will reduce our blood pressure, which will, there's so many like physical benefits to the mind, right? And part of the body is our mind. And I think in the mental health field and just in life in general, we separate, and the medical field, we separate the body from the mind as if it's this separate entity, but it's all connected, right? Our head is connected to our body. And in order to make sure our body is fully functioning, we have to make sure that our mind is well.
Absolutely. And it all starts with our mind. It all starts with our mind.
With the mind.
Well. What our mind is doing tells our brain what to do, which then communicates with the rest of our body. It's all interconnected. You can't deal with one and not the other.
And not the other.
I love this. Nurturing the inside. And it makes me think, how do we nurture the inside? We think about how we nurture ourselves. We drink water, we eat food, we go to sleep. What steps are we actually taking to nurture our inward man? So let's move on to my next question. Like, why is self-care so important?
So self-care